Is it Jagdish?
Yes, tell me.
Jagdish, I'm calling from Patent.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, I believe you were sitting for a discussion.
Yeah.
You're all set?
Hello?
Yeah, you're all set?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Okay. All right. Can you brief me about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Jagdish Manti. I do have experience around 10.4 years. I do have experience starting from a core Java, Spring, Hibernate, web services, both REST and SOAP. And also I do have experience in microservices. And also I do have experience upon Apache Kafka, Spark, HBase. And also I'm Sun Microsoft certified. Currently working on a Crete article. Due to that, I have worked on Huawei Technologies, MyC Software Solution, and Parent Software. Yeah.
Okay. What version of Java have you worked on?
Java.
What features of Java have you used?
I worked in a lot of features in Java. Starting from out of the functional interface, method reference, Lambda expression, streams, and also supplier, consumer, optional.
Okay. What's the completable feature?
Yeah, completable feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, complete functional or complete feature. Hello.
Completable feature.
Completed feature in Java 8. Yeah, completed feature. Basically, that completed feature that has been because earlier that feature interface was there in before Java 8, which is causes a blocking. So in Java 8, complete feature has been added so that it won't block it. So earlier that using the DON method is DON method we are checking by when the feature interface get the output get the output and need to wait it until it complete the task. But using the Java 8 complete feature, it does not block it. Basically, it defines a contract for the asynchronous computation step that can be combined with other steps.
What was the purpose of introducing static and default keywords in Java 8?
Static and default. Yeah, the purpose of in Java 8. I forgot to tell that in Java also they have added that static and default method. First of all, the purpose of the default method, which has been added in Java 8, so that any other class which implement it does not require implementation. They can directly call it by using its own instance to get the default method. And the static method that can be called by using the interface name those static method.
Why do we have static method in interface in Java 8?
Static method we have because static method we can directly call by using the interface name. Hello.
So I can call the static method directly using the class now. What is the difference?
But static that can be also you can call by using the you can call it, but you can that is more flexible, I think, by calling it.
How is that more flexible? Whether I put that in an interface or whether I put that in a class, what is the flexibility return on investment that I get by putting it in an interface versus a class?
The flexibility is that basically that is only interface dot function name we can call it, because if we can directly call it that only. And
what do you mean by directly calling it? I didn't get you. I can directly call the class also, which is a static method, right? Without creating an object of it. So what is the purpose of having a static method in an interface versus having it in a class, which we used to have it earlier prior to 1.8 as well, and even in 1.8 continues to be the case. So what is the benefit of introducing a static keyword in an interface in Java 8? What was the original intent of Java designers to do that?
Basically by adding the static method, static method interface, it does not allow the implementation of the classes. It provides a kind of security only. That is the only
Security.
a kind of security, because it does not allow the implementation to the other classes which implement the interface.
When you do a future.get, right?
Okay. Yeah.
For a future object in concurrency package, when you do a future.get, will that be a non-blocking call? Will that be a
That is a blocking call, because it needs to be wait until that thread completes its task.
How can you unblock it?
Unblocking means you need to unblocking means it's not possible, no, because you get the result until that the thread completes its task. Then only you get the result. You can unblock it by the complete future task. Hello.
I don't think so. That is the correct answer, but let's move on. And even the one that you talked about static is also not correct actually.
No, our static block means static method.
I am giving you one more chance to think about static.
Static method or static block you told, sorry?
I talked about static keyword being introduced in an interface in Java 8 behind a method. What was the purpose of doing that? I'm asking you for the fourth time now. If no idea, tell me. We'll move on. No problem.
That only I can tell. It provide a kind of security by not allowing.
No, yeah, that is not the reason.
Okay.
That is not the reason. I am afraid that is not.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Let's go on. The idea of having static keyword in an interface in Java 8 is the fact that you don't have to use utility classes anymore. Why you have static methods in a class? Because you create utility classes, right? Now with interface you don't need that.
Yeah, I got it.
No, it has got nothing to do with security. That was the original intent of introducing static in a interface.
Yeah. You are right only. But I told that interface name or function name. That way I told. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Otherwise, there is no difference in me calling it interface.method or class.method, right? It is no benefit, real benefit.
Oh, yeah. That is way of creating a utility class. Fine. Okay, fine.
Talk about future.get. We can unblock it using a timeout parameter. That's what I wanted to know from you. We can still unblock it. Even though the default behavior is blocking, but if I want, I can unblock it by passing a timeout parameter, which means after
we can unblock but it. You need to wait it, no.
That's what I wanted to know from you.
You are right only. You can
no problem.
It, but it will need to wait it, no, for certain time.
No, if I specify timeout parameter, it will automatically time.
Automatically.
That is the purpose of timeout.
Yeah, that's
what I asked you.
Yeah, that's
what I wanted to hear from you, right? Which you didn't mention.
Yeah, that is
okay.
Okay.
What's the difference between linked hash map and tree map?
Yeah, the difference between the linked hash map and tree hash map.
Tree map.
Yeah, the basic difference that tree map and the linked hash map. Tree map it is sorted, but linked hash map is not sorted. And linked hash map which this is the basic difference. And also,
let me give you an example. Let me put a situation. Let's say I am putting 5 integer elements in a linked hash map. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all integers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all integers in a tree map. Now, where does the sorted difference go?
If they're sorted already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm putting them already in a sorted order in a linked hash map 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I'm putting in a tree map also. Now what is it?
Right now that is it. That is sorted. If it is not that only, and A linked hash map is basically which connect with the one node to another. Suppose if you want to if you want to retrieve the element from the last, then you need to go to from the first to iterate it. Hello.
Are you sure that is the reason?
Hello.
Are you sure that is the reason, or there is no other reason?
Yeah, internal composition are also different. In red block, tree map is implemented with a red block tree structure. A linked hash.
So let's say, I'll give you another example. Let's say I'm putting 7, 4, 8, 10, 2. 7, 4, 8, 10, 2. Okay. In a linked hash map, and also the same element 7, 4, 8, 10, 2 in a tree map. What will be the output in this case?
That will be in order. I mean that the ascending order tree map once you put it, but in a linked hash map that will not be order.
Okay, what will be the output in case of linked hash map?
Linked hash map will be which added inserted in order, the order which inserted the first. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah. And
what is the priority queue?
Priority queue is basically the priority queue is basically a queue which can be remote based upon the priority of the task. Hello.
Can you give me a use case and explain?
Yeah,
I'm listening.
Yeah, basically that I can give you one example of the priority queue. Basically, when let us say example that I'm in a hospital. When the customer comes, whether upon the priority queue, the customer should be given the priority. As earlier that by queue, first come first serve has been done, but whether upon the priority, it will be do the task. Basically, priority queue is used when the object is supposed to be processed based on the priority.
What is the difference between a cache thread pool and a fixed thread pool?
Sorry? Fixed thread pool and?
Cache thread pool.
Yeah, fixed thread pool means that it will be a fixed number of the thread pool is there. And a cache thread pool based upon the where already that the cache happen. I mean that that a thread need to be consumed task. That will be which will be the in cache thread pool for there is a 60 second is there for idle before it terminated, and which can be created and cache thread pool can be created by using the new cache thread pool executor dot new cache thread pool, and similarly the executor dot new fixed thread pool can be created by passing the number of threads.
Where do we use a cache thread pool? Where do we use a fixed thread pool? Can you give me an example?
Yeah, fixed thread pool. Yeah, fixed thread pool basically will consist of the fixed number of threads. Hello.
Yeah, I'm listening. Go on.
Yeah, basically that for a means for running the parallel thread in task, running the parallel task in parallel, so we can go for the thread pool basically. This can be used. That is only I think. So.
Okay, let's move on. How do you diagnose and troubleshoot a long-running thread or a deadlock?
Sorry.
Let's say there is a thread that is stuck with the application, or there is a deadlock issue. What do you do to diagnose?
Yeah, that if it is you can use it Linux command kill -3 to see all the thread. Hello. So that which are deadlocked. that only we can do it. And moreover, that if you deadlock, you can use it deadlock by using the tools also. Hello.
What kind of tool?
JProfile.
Have you used a JProfile?
I mean that tools can be used. I've used that, but that we can see it. The time taken for each code to be executed, where you can see it.
How do you take a thread dump?
Hello.
How do you take a thread dump?
How do you? It's not audible. Can you repeat once again? Sorry.
How do you take a thread dump?
Thread dump.
Yeah.
A dump, no? We can take that just by using the kill -3 command. We can get that thread dump. And
let's say you have the thread dump. What would you look for in a thread dump while analyzing the state of a thread?
We can analyze thread dump. We can see that we can see it. Hello, we can see it by using that thread dump.
What do you see in the thread dump? You have the thread dump with you that you have taken. What would you look for in the thread dump now?
That will be online. We can see it. No online thread by using the online thread dump analyzer. We can paste it. We can see it. Or you can see in the tools. Sorry. In the Eclipse also, you can see it, all these things. What are the threads are blocked by using the thread dump.
How would you analyze a memory leak in an application?
Yeah, to analyze the memory leak, we can see to analyze memory leak. Basically, we can see also the memory leak by using the hello. Yeah, memory leak can be identified. You mean how to identify memory leak, no?
Yeah. How would you do that?
You can do to identify memory leak. You can go for the tools to identify it. Also that also that memory leak happen. We can get also the out of memory error. Out of memory. So if you get the out of memory, that's also the memory leak happen. And also that if the code which has been developed by using the tools, also we can identify which the code particularly which text happens in the memory leak.
No, that was not my question. What I wanted to know was some more specifics from you with respect to both analyzing thread dumps as well as analyzing memory leak.
Sorry?
I'm afraid I haven't got those kind of.
Sorry, can you repeat once again? What?
I wanted to know more details about thread dumps and memory leaks. I haven't got that from you. You just mentioned that you would use tools to analyze. You didn't mention what specifically are you looking to analyze after using those tools. That's what I wanted to hear.
Okay, fine.
Okay, now coming to your exposure to concurrent collections in Java. What kind of concurrent collections have you used?
I've used a lot of concurrent, starting with the concurrent half maps, and also I used countdown log, countdown, and also
countdown lag.
No, countdown. Sorry, countdown.
Countdown lag is not a concurrent collection.
Yeah, you're right. Only I told the countdown. Hello, countdown. Countdown watch. Hello.
What concurrent collection have you used?
I've used a lot of concurrent classes, starting from the countdown latch, and also that concurrent half map, semaphore, and yeah.
Where do we use semaphore?
Semaphore is basically it is way of it is way of assessing a